What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I will be saying the best player from every European country, in my opinion. So, by European, I'm just going for the teams in UEFA. So, if there's a team that's not really in Europe, because I know there's a couple of them, they're in UEFA, so that's what I'm doing. And if you want to see me do this for all the whatever they're called continents, then I will. But we'll do Europe first. Just go through every country, say a bit about the player, I guess, and then move on to the next country, I suppose. First up, Albania. I've gone with Berat Jimsiti. I don't know how to pronounce that. Plays for Atalanta. He's 32 years old. He's played for Albania 61 times. I mean, Albania are a great national team, so it's not really surprising that I've gone with one of their better players who plays for Atalanta, I guess. I'm not going to pretend I know too much about him, but seems to be the best player. Andorra, Iker Alvarez. Alvarez. I don't know if plays for Villarreal B team. Um, he's 23 years old. He's a goalkeeper, and he's played 27 times at Andorra, which is kind of crazy because he's only 23. But I mean, Andorra aren't great considering their best player plays for Villarreal B. So yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't heard of him until I researched this video, so not much else to add. Armenia, still Henrik Mkhitaryan, I believe. He's at Inter right now. He's 36 and he has 95 appearances for Armenia, but he hasn't played since 2021, so he's actually retired from international football. So he won't be adding to his 95 unless he makes a sudden switch. If they qualify for something, he might, something like that. But I mean, yeah, it's probably still Mkhitaryan. I mean, if you think of Armenian footballers, he's kind of the only one you can name, really. Austria, gone with David Alaba. Not really a surprise. Another one where it's pretty obvious. Yeah, of course, he's at Real Madrid, so it's probably obviously going to be him. And he's played 105 times at Austria, so, I mean, decent career, I guess. Pretty obvious one, though, to pick him. Azerbaijan, Anton Kravostyuk. He plays in Korea for a club called Daejeon Hana Citizen, and he's played 39 times at Azerbaijan, so that's decent, I guess. Good for him, but, I mean, never heard of him, and he's playing in Korea, so, yeah, I guess decent. I mean, I don't know. Next up is Belarus, and I've gone with Ilya Shkurin. Plays for Legia Warsaw in Poland, and he actually refuses to play for the national team due to the president, or something along those lines of he won't play if that guy's the president. I don't know really anything about Belarusian politics, but this guy has his motives and he doesn't want to play with that current president, so fair play to him, I guess. For Belgium, I've gone with Thibaut Courtois, pretty obvious one. Well, it could have been De Bruyne, but De Bruyne is a bit washed, so it's Courtois. I mean, you know Courtois. I don't need to tell you anything about him, really. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Dzeko. Him and Pjanic are the only two people anyone really knows from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I mean, he's still cooking, I guess, at Fenerbahce. He's played 139 times for the national team, 67 goals, and he's 38 now. So he's pretty good running, I guess, for Edin Dzeko. Bulgaria, Kirill Despodov. He plays for PAOK, P-A-O-K in Greece. And he's 28 and he's played 54 times for Bulgaria. So decent. I mean, decent level of the Greek league. I don't watch the Greek league. I don't watch the Bulgarian national team. So, and I've literally never seen this guy play. So, don't really have anything else to add to that. Croatia still Modric, obviously. I mean, could be like Gvardiol, Kovacic. But I've gone with Modric. He's played 184 games for Croatia. That's crazy. And he's 39 and he's still going at Real Madrid, you know. If that doesn't say anything, I don't know what does. For Cyprus, Grigoris Kastanos. He plays for Hellas Verona, but he's on loan there from Salernitana, who he's playing for in the picture. And he's played 67 times for Cyprus. Cyprus, they're not very good, I don't think. But this guy seems to be decent. I mean, he's playing in Serie A, so must be pretty good at football, I guess. And he's still only 27, so got a couple uh, good years left in him, I guess. Next up is Czechia, and it's Patrick Schick. Pretty simple. I mean, he's at Leverkusen. Leverkusen are pretty good right now. He's only played 42 times, though, at the age of 29. But I guess Czechia aren't that bad. So I mean, it's not like one of those countries where if you're decent, you start playing at 16, like some of these other ones, like 23-year-olds with like 30 caps. Like you wouldn't really get that because it is more of a better footballing country. But he's still their best player right now, in my opinion. Next up is Denmark. I've gone with Christensen. He's been injured most of the season at Barca. He's 28, which I don't know if that surprised me or doesn't, because it feels like he's been around for ages. He also doesn't feel old. He's played 74 times for Denmark, which is pretty good, I guess. I mean, it is very good. And he used to play for Chelsea, so I got a bit of a soft spot for him, But now he's at Barcelona, I guess. So good for him. Next up is England. I've gone with Harry Kane. Some people might say Bellingham. I say Kane. England's record goal scorer, 103 games, 69 goals for England. And he's I don't know his exact stats, but he's top or second top scorer in the Bundesliga right now for Bayern. He's only 31, probably got another 2-3 years of, like this level left in him for Bayern in England. So, yeah, I think he's England's best player. Next up is Estonia, from with Karel Metz. Plays for St. Pauli in Germany. And he's played 100 games for Estonia, so good for him. He's only 31, so that's pretty good going. I mean, for a country like Estonia, someone playing in the German second tier, it's pretty good level, I suppose. So, I mean, yeah, that's why I gone with him, I guess. Faroe Islands, Jonas Bjartalio, something like that. Plays for Fredrikstad in Norway, and he's got 35 caps for Faroe Islands. Faroe Islands, I don't actually think they're like like a UN country. I think they're like a territory that has a national team, kind of like some of the Oceania ones. I believe they're part of Norway, but I don't. I'm just going to check now so I don't like cause geopolitical tension. But the Faroe Islands, I don't believe they're quote unquote. Oh, Denmark. They're a self-governing archipelago, something like that. So I believe that means they have their own government, but they're technically not a country, I guess. But I mean, they still have a football team, and the best player is this guy. So don't know why I'm just yapping. I've skipped ahead a bit. Next up, we got Finland. Lukas Hradecki, um, Leverkusen goalkeeper, obviously. 97 caps for Finland. He was actually born in Slovakia, I believe. But yeah, he's Finland's best player, been their goalkeeper forever. So yeah, it's got to be him. France, probably easy one. Mbappe, he's already played 86 games at the age of 26, which is crazy. 48 goals. He's gonna score like 100 goals by the end of his career. I'm pretty sure he's their captain now, but he doesn't play that much. He only plays in the big games. So yeah, kind of. Well, he's still their best player, obviously. Georgia, probably one of the easiest ones of the video. Kvaratskhelia, or Kvaradona, as he was named in Napoli. He's got 40 caps at the age of 24. He's now at PSG, not Napoli anymore. Bit of a change for him, but I mean, yeah, he's obviously going to be him. Probably the only Georgian footballer a lot of people could name. I mean, there's also Mikataudze, I believe he's called, at Lyon. But of course, he's not quite as good as Kvaradona. Germany, I've gone with Florian Wirtz. I could have gone with like Rudiger or maybe Musiala, but I've gone with Wirtz, having a pretty good season for Leverkusen. 29 caps at 21 is pretty good considering Germany's a bit of a powerhouse and they have quite a few good attacking players, but I think he's their best player right now, to be honest. And Germany, they're not weak right now, but they're not as good as they have been in the past, but still Germany. Next up is Gibraltar. I've gone with TJ Debar. He plays for Lincoln Red Imps in Gibraltar, and he's got 48 caps at the age of 24, so that's pretty good for him. I mean, I don't know anything about him or Gibraltar football, really. He does play in Gibraltar. I looked at the Gibraltar squad, and they all play in Gibraltar, and I didn't realize Gibraltar actually had enough teams for a league, considering how small it is. But I'm pretty sure I saw something how like all the teams play on the same pitch or two pitches or something, because there's not really space for it. But I mean, yeah, I guess he plays for Lincoln Red Imps, and he's the best player in Gibraltar apparently. Greece, Konstantinos Mavropanos. I've picked him. Could have gone with, I believe it's called Pavlidis, the guy at Benfica. But Mavropanos playing in the Premier League for West Ham. He's 27 now, but he's got 33 caps for Greece. I mean, he's playing in the Premier League, so it's kind of got to be him, right? I mean, No offense to Portuguese league, but it's not quite the Premier League, you know. So that's why I've gone with Mavropanos. Next up, Hungary. Dominic Szoboszlai, another pretty easy one. This guy's been doing pretty good this year for Liverpool. 51 caps already at the age of 24 is pretty good. Um, and Hungary are actually a bit of a dark horse. Like everyone always likes to go Turkey for the dark horse, but Hungary actually, well, they have been dark horses a bit, and they're actually pretty good. Like I've had a few random wins, like where they just beat some of the big teams sometimes. Iceland, I've gone with Albert Goodmanson. He plays for Fiorentina, but he is on loan there from Genoa. He's 27. He's got 37 caps for Iceland. I mean, Iceland kind of fell off. Like I remember 2016, they beat England. They were in the World Cup 2018, and then since then they kind of fell off a little bit. But I mean, Albert Goodmanson plays in Serie A, so I've gone with him as Iceland's best player. Next up is Israel. I've gone with Manor Solomon. Plays for Leeds right now, but he is on loan there from Spurs. But I don't know how much game time he'll get at Spurs when he goes back anyway. But he has got 41 caps, so good for him, I guess. But I mean, he's not great. I mean, he's playing in the Championship, so I mean, I don't know. Italy, I've gone with Bastoni. A lot of people might say Donnarumma, but no, he's kind of living off Euro 2021. Like ever since he went to PSG, he's kind of done nothing. Like no one really thinks about him. But Bastoni, he's 25, 33 caps for Italy, Inter's captain. I believe he's Inter's. Well, he's the captain in this picture because he's got the armband. Future Italy captain. I don't actually know who Italy's captain is. Maybe it's him. But yeah, I can see him being a Italy stalwart for 10 years, maybe something like that, and also being at Inter for a while. I mean, I don't know if Inter's been at his only club, but he seems like type of guy to be a one club guy or like at the same club for most of his career, you know. Anyway, next up is Kazakhstan. I'm going with Buzz Bakhtar Zayunutdinov. I don't know. I've got that so wrong. Plays for Besiktas. He's got 42 caps for Kazakhstan, 14 goals, which is apparently their record scorer. I don't know how 14 goals is I mean, San Marino's record's like 3, but I thought Kazakhstan were a bit better than their record being 14. But I guess they do play in UEFA, whereas if they did play in AFC, they'd probably be a bit better. But I mean, plays for Besiktas in Turkey, so he must be decent. And he is their record scorer, so I guess you could say he's the best goal scorer ever for Kazakhstan. Next up is Kosovo. I've gone with Amir Rahmani. He plays for Napoli, 62 caps, so that's pretty good for him. So yeah, I mean, don't know much about Kosovo. I remember they had like a 6-3 game versus England a couple years ago, and that was pretty cool. Next up, Latvia. Sibrail Makrikis plays for Ferencvaros in Hungary, but he's actually never played for Latvia, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if I've actually just picked some rando who isn't good, but from what I've read, he seems decent. He's playing at a pretty high level, but for some reason, he's never played for Latvia at the age of 24. So I don't really know what the story is there, but I mean, I've still gone with him. I don't know if there's some reason he doesn't play, if the manager doesn't like him, or if he's just apparently not good enough. But yeah, I've gone with him. Next up, Liechtenstein. Sorry for the horrible picture, but there's really no pictures of this guy. He's called Felix Obowadica. He's 18, so that's probably why. He plays for Rheinfeld Altach in the Austria first tier, but he's only played 3 games for Liechtenstein. But I mean, he is 18, so that's probably why, and that's why there's not really any good pictures, because he's barely been around long enough. But yeah, maybe this guy will be a future Liechtenstein superstar, but right now he's just playing for an Austrian team, so maybe he'll, I don't know, upgrade and become more well known and get better quality pictures at one point. Lithuania, Edgaras Utkus plays for Cercle, don't know how to pronounce it, Cercle Bruges, Belgium. He has got 16 caps for Lithuania. He's 24. Decent. I mean, Belgian league's a decent standard. Lithuania are more known for basketball than football, but this guy seems decent. I mean, he's still 24. He's got time to get better and move to higher level. Maybe I don't watch Lithuania or the Belgian league, so I have no clue really how good this guy is. But from what I've read, he seems to be the best Lithuanian right now. Luxembourg, I've gone with Leandro Barreiro. He's at Benfica. He used to be at Mainz, I believe. He's 25. He's already played 61 times for Luxembourg. So it's the type of thing I mean when I was talking about shit. Like, if you play for one of those lower nations, you can get 60 caps by the time you're 25, you know? Same with I forgot what it was, but it's like Soboslai's in like 63 or something as well. Some of those lesser teams, you start playing at like 18 if you're any good. And this guy's pretty good. I mean, he's at Benfica, so that's pretty good level for Luxembourgians. I don't know if that's pronouncing it right. Sorry if I'm not. Malta, I've gone with Teddy Tuma. I don't know how to pronounce that. He plays for Rem in France, and he's got 41 caps, age of 31. Kind of surprising he was 41 caps at 31, considering some of the others. But he might be one of those guys who switched nationalities. I'm not sure what his origin is or why he hasn't played as much for Malta, considering presumably he's been their best player in a while if he's playing in the Liga. And maybe he switched national teams because he realized he wouldn't get the other one or something. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I didn't have time to research every player in depthly. Otherwise, this video would be like 4 hours long, and I'm not doing that. Moldova, I've gone with Vadim Rata, plays for Universita Cluj in Romania, and he's the Moldova captain with 53 caps at 31. So good for him. I guess he plays in Romania. The Romanian league isn't the highest level, but it is like a neighboring country to Moldova, I believe. And I mean, Moldova aren't known for their football, really. I mean, I don't know what they're known for, but if someone says Moldova, I don't think of, oh, that's a great football team. No offense to any Moldovans watching, but I just don't, you know? Next up, Montenegro. I'm going with Adam Marusic at Lazio. I just know this guy from FIFA. I think he's like 79 rated or something. 64 caps at 32 is pretty good. I know they also have Stefan Savic, used to play for Atletico. He's now in Turkey, I believe, maybe at Fenerbahce as well. But yeah, Marusic, still playing in Serie A, so I've gone with him. Netherlands, I've gone with Van Dijk. This guy is kind of not rejuvenated, but gone back to the level we kind of remember him at. Because he has had a few, not off seasons, but lesser seasons since his sort of knee injury in 2020 or 2021. And he's 33 and he's had played 78 times for Netherlands. I believe he's their captain as well. So, yeah, Netherlands have kind of got better a bit in the last few years. Because I remember, like, they didn't qualify for 2016 Euros or 2018 World Cup. And then since then, they've been at every tournament. So, kind of rejuvenating where Netherlands really should be based on how good they are and, like, their performances in the early 2010s, late 2000s as well. North Macedonia, I've gone with Alif Almas. Used to play for Napoli. He's now at Torino on loan from RB Leipzig. So he signed for RB Leipzig at the start of the season and then got loaned out to Torino in January. But there's not really any pictures of him in either team's kit, so I've gone with the Napoli picture. But he's played 65 times at the age of 25, which is what I mean again about sort of those weaker nations, as if they get a real good player like him. They just start playing from the age of like 18 and they get heaps of caps. But yeah, best North Macedonian right now. Remember this guy from the Euros? I think it was the 2021 Euros North Macedonia were at, and they were actually decent. They were better than everyone thought they would be. But yeah, they still didn't do amazing, I guess. Northern Ireland, Connor Bradley at Liverpool, 23 caps at 21. Another instance of if you're good, you play about a lot. I mean, 23 caps is really only 2 years of playing every game because they do play so much these days, but still could end up being Northern Ireland's best ever player. I mean, if he's Liverpool starting right back for 15 years, then he probably will be, especially if Trent leaves, which I think he probably will at the end of the season. Norway, Haaland. I mean, it could be Odegaard, but I've gone with Haaland. 39 caps, 38 goals at 24. He's Norway's record goal scorer. He'll probably go on to score about like almost 100 goals for them. He's almost going at a goal a game, which is kind of crazy in international football, considering how like sort of hard it is to gain form. Considering you're playing like 2 games once a month, and then you go on a break for 3 months, and then and then sometimes you're just playing meaningless games you don't care about. But he can stat pad if they play like Faroe Islands and they win like 14-0, he can score like 12 goals or something, but still, pretty good. Next up is Poland, Lewandowski, another striker. 156 games for Poland at the age of 36. I mean, he plays for Barcelona. He's still, I believe he's La Liga top scorer at the age of 36, which is pretty special. I mean, this guy's just been crazy. the last sort of 5 years, he just scores goals for fun. Even before that, but he's really come into his form the older he's got, really. Like, I remember 2020 season, he was crazy, buying one like 15 trophies as well. So that was pretty cool. Portugal, not Ronaldo, it's Ruben Dias. I mean, I don't know, I could have gone with Bernardo Silva, maybe, but I don't know, I've gone with Dias. Not had a great season. I believe he's been injured for a bit. 64 caps at 27 is pretty good for a Portuguese player, considering that they have been decent. And I mean, he's probably their future captain once Ronaldo stops flipping thinking he's the GOAT, and retires. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty good and plays for Man City, so that kind of helps him. Republic of Ireland, I've gone with Kelleher. No idea how to pronounce his first name, so I won't try it. He's 26, which kind of surprises me. Feels like he has been around for a while, but he's always just kind of been Liverpool's young backup. When Alisson leaves, he'll take over. But now they've signed the Mamadashvili, another Georgian guy. He'll probably overtake when Alisson leaves. So I don't really know what this guy's doing anymore. There were rumors of him going to Chelsea, which I wouldn't mind because he seems more competent than Sanchez. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's him. Romania, Dragusin, 27 caps at 23, plays for Spurs. Romania's best player, in my opinion. Not much else to add, really. Next up is Russia. They are currently banned from UEFA competitions. They only play friendlies against sort of random nations like Kazakhstan and like some other random ones around them. And I've gone with Golovin. He's still at Monaco. It feels like he's been there forever. He's still only 28 somehow. He's got 48 caps as well. And somehow, I don't know how this guy's 28. Because I remember he was at the 2018 World Cup, which is 7 years ago now? So he's 21. And he's been at Monaco for ages. Like, ever since I can remember him, he's been at Monaco. So I don't know. This guy just doesn't age. Bit random. But yeah, I've gone with him. San Marino, Nicola Nani. He is 24. He plays for Torres in Serie C, third division of Italy. 42 caps for San Marino at 24 is what I mean about the lesser nations. And he scored 3 goals, which I believe makes him one of their record goal scorers. I think this guy scored in their recent win against Liechtenstein back in November or something. And he seems to be their best player. Playing in the Serie C is pretty good. I mean, half the team isn't even professional, so that kind of helps. I don't actually know. Serie C is professional, surely. Next up is Scotland. Gone with Andy Robertson, obviously. I mean, could be John McGinn, but it's not. Andy Robertson's 30. He's got 80 caps. Hasn't had a great year this year, but I still think he's Scotland's best player. Not by far, but by a decent amount. But maybe he'll get overtaken by John McGinn or McTominay even. Serbia, Dusan Vlahovic. Could be Mitrovic, could be Milinkovic-Savic, but they are playing in Saudi, which kind of relegates him, in my opinion. He's played 32 times, which is pretty good considering Serbia's been kind of overloaded in attacking positions. And he's 25, playing for Juve right now, which is decent. I mean, not much else to add. Slovakia, Lobotka. He plays for Napoli. He's 30, 65 games for Slovakia. It's guys like the next Slovakian. They had Hamšík at Napoli. Now they've got Lobotka. I don't watch Slovakia, but I've watched a few Napoli games. This guy's pretty good. And Slovakia aren't great right now, to be honest. Except is Skriniar Slovakian or is he Slovenian? I don't know, but I mean he's up there. I think he's Slovenian because otherwise I would have thought of him when I did Slovakia. Slovenia, pretty simple one. Oblak. I think Skriniar must be Slovenian because that's why I haven't done him, because I presume he is in them. You can see him here celebrating saving Ronaldo's penalty. So that's a pretty legendary moment for him. 74 caps at 32. Crazy how Slovenia's best ever players are both goalkeepers in the same era, like Handanovic and now Oblak. I believe Oblak's the captain, as you can see by him wearing the armband. I mean, he's 32. He has been around forever and looked the same forever. And he's still at Atletico Madrid, still going strong, I guess. So yeah. Next up is Spain. Gone with Rodri. 57 caps at 28. I mean, yeah, I guess. Rodri, woohoo, you're on the Ballon d'Or. Then you tore your ACL. Good job. What else do you want? Play for Man City, man. No. Next up is Isak. 50 caps at 25 for Sweden's decent. Could have gone with Gyökeres, but I think Isak Betty's doing it in the Prem right now, which is a bit better level than Portuguese league. But yeah, Isak. I mean, Sweden have a pretty good sort of front line now. got Gyökeres, they've got Isak, they've got Bergvall at Spurs. I mean, they have a decent team now. Like, wouldn't be surprised if they sort of do well without us really expecting it in the next few tournaments. I mean, they haven't actually qualified for too many recently, but they should. I mean, they have a good enough team for it. Switzerland gone with Gregor Kobel at Dortmund. I don't actually know. Surely he's their first choice because I mean, there's still Jan Sommer. He's getting on a bit now, but I mean, he has only played 10 times for Switzerland. Kobel, so I guess he might not be the first choice, but he is pretty good. He's 27, Dortmund right now. I believe he used to play for Augsburg in Germany. But yeah, I don't actually know if he's a starting goalkeeper or not, but I think he must be better, surely. Turkey, it's Hakan Çalhanoğlu at Inter. This guy betrayed AC Milan. He left on a free to go to Inter. He's got 95 caps at 31 for Turkey, so that's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, it's probably got to be him, right? Maybe Arda Güler, if I do this in a couple years, will have overtaken him. But right now, I've got to go with Çalhanoğlu. Ukraine, Artem Dovbyk at Roma. He's 27, which kind of surprised me. 35 caps. Had a good season at Girona last year. Now he's at Roma. I don't really know how he's doing, but that kit he's wearing is really nice, so I might have to get that kit now. But yeah, Dovbyk, Ukraine best player. Definitely not Mudryk, though. Brennan Johnson for Wales. Could have been Gareth Bale a couple years ago, but it is Brennan Johnson now. 33 capped at 23. Doing pretty well for Spurs this year in the Premier League. I mean, Spurs aren't doing well, but he's doing all right. So yeah, I've gone with him. Wales are a bit weak right now, but I've gone with Brennan Johnson. And that's it. Been a long one, but thanks for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.